I'm Shabana Ali from Shastrinagar MPS Secondary School. We are going to discuss the paper pattern for the Science and Technology Part 1. Okay, today is the first session. We are starting the paper discussion for Science and Technology Part 1 for 10th standard. So we will see the paper solution, the paper pattern, which type of questions comes in your board exam. So one more model question paper we are going to discuss here. So you will get idea that what is the paper pattern for science. You must be knowing, you have attended so many lectures for guidance lecture, special guidance lecture done by our MCGM department also. So one model paper we are going to discuss for science one today here. Okay students, first of all, whenever you will get in your exam, in your prelim exam, in your board question paper, this note will be given. And as you know, your paper will be for 2 hours. That will be for 40 marks paper, and this you will get the note. Okay, that you have to follow. All questions are compulsory. Use of calculator is not allowed. You cannot take calculator inside the examination hall, or your mobiles are not allowed. The numbers to the right of the questions indicate full marks. Whatever question marks are given, numbers are given on the right hand side, that indicates the full marks of the question allotted. Fourth point, in case of MCQs, question number 1A, only the first attempt will be evaluated and will be given credit. Means in MCQs questions, you have to write down question number 1A. You don't have to write any questions. Earlier we used to write question and for the fill in the blanks and answer. No, only you have to write only answer and option number. Okay, if you write question number 1A and option number, whatever it is, whether it is A, B, C or D, write only one correct option number. Okay, only option number will give you the marks for your MCQs. Okay, no need to write any question. And if you are writing many options, A also, C also, D also, examiner will consider only and only your first option number. So for not to get confused and not to confuse the examiner, only write down the one option number. Okay, and avoid cancellation in question number 1, especially question number 1A and B, especially these are the very small answers. Okay, so avoid cancellation in this question number 1A and B. So question number 1A will be your MCQs questions that we will discuss. Question number 0.6 is scientifically correct label diagram should be drawn wherever necessary. Wherever it is asked, draw diagram, label the diagram, or correct the diagram. So you have to draw the correct diagram, you have to label it correctly, so it will give you the full marks. Okay, so very important MCQs, you have to write down only option number. So these all rules you have to follow. In every question paper you will get this note. After that you will see your question number 1A. Write the correct alternative. Okay, this will be your MCQs question. Here some notes are given. This will be not given in your exam. This is for your explanation, for your understanding. I have put it in the PPT. Okay, this note will be not given in your exam. So this part, this question number 1A contains 5 multiple choice questions. Okay, if you have, I think many of you have solved 3 to 4 to 5 papers, so you must have understood the paper pattern. So in MCQs, there will be 5 MCQs, multiple choice questions carrying 1 marks each. One question will be for 1 marks each. So 5 MCQs will be for 5 marks. These questions will be based on textbook only. Remember these students, every examiner, every teacher is telling you again and again that this question, MCQs question, or any question from the textbook, whatever will be there in your exam paper, everything will be from your textbook only, nothing will be from outside. So very important. The best thing to study is your textbook. Okay, so you have to read textbook before learning the question answer. Read textbook lesson, so easily you can remember the answer, or you can give any answer whatever will be asked in your exam. Okay, let's start with the first MCQ. Dash light is deviated the least in the spectrum of white light obtained with a glass prism. So these are some examples are given here in your question paper. Number one, I will tell you the answer also together, and at the end of all MCQs, the answers are also given. So you can take a screenshot, and I will share PDF in your group, teachers group. So you can take that PPT also, and you can see on the YouTube also afterward this video. Okay, first question. Dash light is deviated the least in the spectrum of white light obtained with the glass prism. So your correct answer options are yellow, orange, red and blue. Correct answer is red. Okay. So remember this, red light is deviated the least in the spectrum of white light obtained with a glass prism. This answer can come like that also. Dash light is deviated the maximum in the spectrum of white light obtained with a glass prism. So for that answer will be violet. For this question, the answer is red. The least deviated is red, and the maximum deviated is the violet color. Remember that. Okay. So whatever possible questions are there, I will discuss that also together. Related questions. Question number 2, you can see your electric power. Electric power is equal to dash. So what is the formula? Remember, option are V square R. V option is I square R. C is option I square V, and D option is R square I. So here the correct answer is I square R. So remember, if this comes in your exam, electric power, so that is equal to I square R. And if some problem based questions solve, you have to solve exam problem based questions. So this formula, remember, this will help out you to solve the problem based questions. Okay, so anywhere, if you know the concept, it can come anywhere, like MCQs for 1 marks question, or from for big answers, for short answers. If you remember this, you can use some anywhere in the paper if it is required. And you have, as I told you, you have to write down only question number and option number. Now third question for MCQs is, in which block of the modern periodic table are the non-metal found? Okay, in which block of the modern periodic table are the non-metals found? So your correct options are A S block, B P block, C D block, and D is the F block. So these 4 blocks are there in your modern periodic table, as if you have studied this chapter number 2, periodic classification of elements. This question is there from the second chapter. So correct option number is B, that is P block. Okay, P block. Next, fourth one, if the earth shrinks to half of its radius, its mass remaining the same, the weight of the body on the earth will become dash the initial weight. This is little bit, you have to understand the question. If the earth shrinks to half of its radius, its mass remaining the same, the weight of the body on the earth will become dash the initial weight. So your options are double, number B half, option C 1/4, option D 4 times. So your answer will be 4 times. Remember, if you don't understand this question, remember the answer will be 4 times of the initial weight. Okay, this is from your first chapter, gravitation. Next, question number 5 for MCQs. Dash prevents the rusting of iron. Very simple. Options are copper, option B zinc, option C aluminium, option D silver. So your correct answer is option B, that is zinc. Okay, students, very easy. Zinc coating is done to prevent the rusting of iron. Okay, now you can see I have given you the answers also at the end. First C, second B, third K, B, fourth is D, and fifth what we have discussed now, that is B option. So in your exam, you have to, how you are going to write question number 1. Wait, students. So how you are going to write in your exam? Like that, I show you question number 1 A, and first question number, and whatever is your option number. For example, first it was C answer. So like this, this much only you have to write down. You will get marks. Okay. Question number 1A, question number, sub question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, and option number. What is given option number? Capital C. So write down capital C. If it is given small c, option number, write down small c. If you are writing answer with that, for example, it was red. Okay, so this much only you can write, but don't write question at all. Okay, don't waste your time in writing the question. Okay, students, we will move to the next question. Question number 1 B. And for your information again, for your revision, I'm telling you again that every question should be on the new page. Like question number 1 A, 1 B. You have to write continue. You can leave 1 2 line, but you have to write down continue. Question number 1 A, all 5 MCQs. Question number 1 B, all questions, 5 questions. You have to write continuously on the continue page. New question on new page means main question. Question number 1 A and B you have to write continuously. Question number 2 you have to write down on the new page. Question number 3 on the new page. Question number 4 on the new page. Is that clear? So like that, new question, main question will be on the new page, and remaining sub question will be continue on continue page. Write neatly in your exam. Don't worry about the pages. Now question number 1B, you can see note. This note will be not given in your exam. This is for your understanding. I have put it in the PPT to explain you. This note will be not coming in your exam. Okay. This, so question number 1B, what will be there? This question will contain 5 types of objective questions carrying 1 marks each. So there will be 5 questions, small questions. If you have read the textbook carefully, you can easily answer these questions. So read textbook carefully, that is most important thing. Okay. So this question will be containing 5 question, objective questions, very small question, one word or one sentence question answer will be there. You have to answer one question, 1 marks, 5 question. Each question will be for 1 marks each. So 5 question, 5 marks. All questions will be of different types. Different types means what? Different types means what? See, number 1, find the odd one out. It can be find the odd one out. Second, it can be correlate. One relation will be given of some so topic, and the same correlation you have to use for the next one. You have to write down the answer. Next can be match the column. So one match the column will be there. Fourth one, it can be true or false, or it can be, the next can be name, write down the name or structural formula or molecular formula, okay, of some group like alkane, alkene, alkyne. They can ask you the structural formula, molecular formula for 1 marks, or any other type of question, objective types of question, not the fill in the blanks, because it is there already, MCQs are there, so no fill in the blanks. Rest of all objectives can be there for 1 marks question. So 5 questions for 5 marks. Let's see which some types of questions are there here. State true or false. The oersted is a unit of intensity of magnetic field. The oersted is a unit for intensity of magnetic field. For this also you don't have to write question. Write down only question number and write down true or false. So this answer is true. The oersted is the unit for intensity of magnetic field. This is the true. Answer will be true. Second question number you will write, name the lens that forms a real image or a virtual image depending on the position of the object. Name the lens that forms a real image or a virtual image depending on the position of the object. So that is convex lens. The answer is convex lens. Third one, find the odd one out. Methane, ethane, propene, propane, butane. So you can use your common sense. See, everything is same. Methane, ethane, propane, butane. All are alkane group. Only propene is the alkene group. So by reading only the names, you can understand that propene is odd one out. Okay. So answer you have to write down propene. Next question number 4. Complete the correlation. Complete the correlation. So only write down question number. Don't write complete the correlation. Okay. But in correlation, write down the main answer, like focal length of a lens. It is measured in meter. Focal length of the lens, it is measured in meter. This relation is given. By understanding this relation, you have to write down the answer. What is given next? Power of lens. So focal length of the lens is measured in meter. So power of lens is measured. Power of lens is measured in what? It is measured in diopter. Okay, the answer will be diopter. So like that, you have to understand the first relation. The unit is given, measuring unit is given. So power of lens measuring unit is diopter. Okay, this line write down in your exam. Focal length of a lens, the meter, power of a lens, diopter. This line, it is important to write down. Otherwise, don't write question for any question. For this, write down correlation, everything. Question number 5, you can see match the column is there. Acceleration due to the gravity. This is also from the first chapter, gravitation. Acceleration due to gravity. Okay, the options are measure of inertia, same everywhere in the universe, zero at the center of the earth. So acceleration due to gravity, what do you know about this? The correct answer is C, 0 at the center of the earth. So how you are going to write down answer? Write down only question number 5. Write down acceleration due to the gravity, put dash and write down the correct answer in front of that. Don't make all these boxes A, B, C. Don't write anything in this question. Question number 5 you will write down the main thing, acceleration due to gravity, put dash and write down the correct answer. So correct answer is your 0 at the center of the earth. Acceleration due to gravity, it is 0 at the center of the earth. This is the correct answer, C1. You can see your answer, students. You can refer your from here at the end. First was true, second answer was convex lens, third was propene, fourth was diopter. You can read the spelling. Read the spelling correctly and remember diopter. Fifth one is the answer is 0 at the center of the earth. So every question 1 marks each. 5 question for 5 marks. Question number 2A. Okay, students, done with the question number 1. So question number 1, you will start from the new page. Question number 1A, you will write. Question number 1B, you will complete. And then that will be continue. Now question number 2, which is the main question, which I told you, you have to start from the new page. So question number 2A, you will start from the new page. And definitely, question number 2A will be scientific reasons. Okay. So scientific reasons will be there. Only scientific reasons will be there in question number 2A. Question number 2A, any two you have to. So 3 questions will be given. You have to solve any 2 questions out of 3 questions. Okay. So this question will be contain 3 sub questions carrying 2 marks each. and out of 3 question you have to solve any 2 question, and minimum 1 question will be from chemistry part, 1 will be from physics part. The third can be any from physics or chemistry. It can be depend on the examiner, those who have made the paper, those who have the paper setter. Depend on them, they will select whether physics or chemistry. But 1 question will be from physics, 1 question from chemistry, and the third will be can be from chemistry or physics. Okay. So scientific reason we will discuss now, students. 2 question, 2 marks each, means 4 marks question will be there for question number 2A. First question you can see here, the escape velocity of a body on the moon is less than that on the earth. The escape velocity of a body on the moon is less than that on the earth. Second question, during cold nights sometimes dew is formed. During cold nights sometimes dew is formed. Third question is metallic character goes on decreasing while going from left to right in a period. So first we will discuss the first answer. The escape velocity of a body on the moon is less than that on the earth. So what is the answer? Let's see. You can see here there are 2 points given. The escape velocity, first of all you have to remember the formula. The escape velocity of a body on a planet or satellite, on any of the planet or on any of the satellite, your escape velocity of any of the body will be, formula will be square root of 2 gm upon r. Square root of 2 gm upon r, where what is the g here? Capital G is the universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant means it is not going to change. M is the mass of the planet or the satellite, and R is the radius of the planet or the satellite. So if you're writing this point, you will get 1 marks. Second point, the ratio mass upon radius. You can see in the formula mass upon radius. The ratio of the mass upon radius for the moon is less than that of the earth. This is main point. The ratio of the mass upon radius for the moon is less than that of the earth. Hence, the escape velocity of the body on the moon is less than that on the earth. Very simple. Remember the formula. And because of the mass upon radius is less than that of the earth, ratio is less than the earth. Hence, the escape velocity is also less for the moon than the earth. So 1 marks for 1 point you get, 2 marks. Understood? Next question number 2 was, what was our question? Question number 2, during cold nights what happens during the cold night? Write down reason. So first point you can see, during a cold night the temperature of the air may fall to the dew point or even below the dew point. During cold night, remember about the cold night, the temperature of the air may fall to the dew point. It is falling down, the temperature falling down, or even below the dew point is just fallen. Second, this is for 1 marks you will get for this point. Second point, if the temperature falls below the dew point, the excess of water vapor in the air condenses on the surface of cold bodies. So if the temperature is falling below the dew point, the excess water vapor, whatever water vapors are there, they start condensing. They start changing into water on the surface of the cold bodies and dew is formed. Okay. Next, what was our third question? Metallic character goes on decreasing while going from left to right in a period. So let's see the answer for this question. Question number 3, first point, metals have tendency to lose the valence electron to form cations. This tendency of an element is called the metallic character of the element. So you should know the all metals, whatever sodium, potassium, calcium. So these metals, all the metals have a tendency to give electron, to lose electron. Okay, and after giving electron to, while losing electron, they becomes cations. This tendency of an element is called the metallic character. So if they are losing the valence electron, that is called as the metallic character they have. Because of that, they get metallic character. Next point, while going from left to right within a period, if you see in every period, there are 7 periods are there. So when you see in every period from left to right, The outermost shell remains the same. Outermost shell remains the same. Number of shells are not increasing. Outermost shells remains the same, and the electrons are only getting added to the same shell. However, the positive charge on the nucleus goes on increasing. So as they are getting on the electrons, so the positive charge goes on increasing while the atomic radius goes on decreasing. And then because of the nuclear attraction, all the electrons are attracted towards the nucleus, and thus the atomic radius goes on decreasing, and thus the effective nuclear charge goes on increasing. As a result of this, the tendency of atom to lose electron decreases. So as you go from left to right in a period, the electron becomes shorter and shorter in a size in the radius because of the nuclear attraction. So they lose the tendency of they as a result of this tendency of atom to lose electron decreases. So at this tendency of losing electron start decreasing, that is electropositivity decreases. Thus metallic character goes on decreasing by within a from left to right. So when you see the periodic table, the metals are from the left, and on if you go on the right hand side, you will get non-metals and the metalloid. So it is going, the metallic character goes on decreasing from left to right. Okay. Okay, students, let's see this. We finished with the question number one, uh, A, B part. Then question number two, A part we have done. Now we will see question number 2B. Okay, today we are going to discuss only question number one and question number two. Tomorrow, again on the same time, I have lecture. We have a second session for this, continuing this paper, solving question number 3 and 4. Tomorrow we will do it. Okay, today we will finish it off with question number 1 and 2 nicely. Now see in question number 2b what will be there, this which type of questions will be there. First of all, you have to understand that there will be 5 questions. There will be 5 questions. Out of those 5 questions, you have to solve any 3. Out of 5 questions, you have to solve any 3 questions. Okay, 2 marks each. For means if you are going to solve 3 questions, you will get 6 marks. So minimum out of 5 questions, 2 questions will be from physics chapters, 2 will be from chemistry chapters. Okay, and 1 will be from physics or chemistry. Okay, it is depend on the paper setter. So 2 definitely will be from physics chapters, 2 from chemistry, and 1 will be any of from physics or chemistry. So like that 5 questions will be there. Which type of questions will come in this question number 2b? Let's see. Numerical problems they can ask, laws, define or principle of any concept, short note, chemical reactions, flow chart, give a difference between properties or characteristic or uses or advantages or effects or examples of some concept, or any other type of question they can ask. Okay, let's discuss 5 questions for this question number 2b. There are some examples are given. First question, the refractive index of, see this is the word, as I told you, numerical problem. So this is based on numerical problem. First question, the refractive index of a material with respect to air is 1.25. Find the speed of light in the material. Taking the speed of light in the air as 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Listen students, sometime it is, if it is not given speed of light in the air, remember this, very important, 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. The speed of light in the air is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. If it is said about absolute refractive index, if it is not given 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, so you have to remember that speed of light in the air is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. See, all word problems are not difficult. So at least practice for the simple one. Simple formula you have to use, only substitute the value and solve and write down the answer. So this is simple. You can see question number 1 we will discuss now. Then second, third, fourth, fifth. See students, you can see how to solve. First one, first of all, you have to write down what is given. You can see N shape, that is refractive index. For writing the refractive index, you have to use this sign like N. 2 to 1 means from second to first medium. What is given? 1.25. V1 is the velocity in air. V1 is equal to, means whatever light is coming from the air, it is passing through the other medium. Okay, so it is coming from the air first. So velocity, that is V1, is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. And V2, you have to find out the speed in the medium, other medium you have to find out, that is V2 you have to find out. So your second to first medium formula is what? V1 upon V2. Refractive index from second medium to first medium is equal to V1 upon V2, means velocity of light in first medium upon velocity of light in second medium. Then they have shifted V2, cross multiplied. So you will get V2 is equal to V1 upon refractive index from second to first medium. Now substitute the value. V1 we know 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon refractive index from second to first medium, it is given 1.25, that we are substituting. Okay students, now next step you can see how it has come 5 upon 4. If you don't want to solve like this 5 upon 4, 1.25 means 5 upon 4, but many students will be confused that how it comes 1.25. So solve by in your own way, no problem. The method should be correct. First of all, formula should be correct. Second, method should be correct, and your answer should be correct. And at the end, write down the correct unit. Like if you're finding out the velocity, so velocity unit is meter per second. Okay, so you can see for writing formula half marks, for substituting the value half marks, and for getting the correct answer step by step, that is 1 marks. So this is 2 marks question, and at the end any word problem you have to write down the answer in one sentence. This is the speed, or the speed of light in the material is 2.4 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. This way you have to write down the answer at the end. Okay students, you can solve in your own way 1.25 how to convert. I can tell you one method here, like how you can solve 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon 1.25. So what you can do? So 1.25, what you can do, you have to remove the point. So you will multiply up and down with the 100. So here 1.25 will become 125, and this will become 300 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Okay. Next step, how to divide? Divide by yourself. Pi 2s are 10, pi 5s are 25, and up 5 6 are 30, and 0. Again pi 5s are 25, pi 1s are 5, pi 2s are 10. So same way you are getting 12 upon 5. How you are getting here? 12 upon 5. So solve in your own way, but get the correct answer step by step. Okay, so you will get, when you are dividing 12 upon pi, 12 upon 5, if you are dividing, pi 1s are 5, pi 2s are 10 point, then pi 8s are 5 4s are, okay, so you will get 2.4 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Formula should be correct, the step should be correct, and the answer should be correct, so you will get full marks. Okay students, next we will see second question. Explain the term combination reaction with example. Very simple. You must have studied combination, different types of chemical reaction. Very important is combination. Then displacement reaction, double displacement reaction. Okay, these different types of reactions you have, chemical reactions. So you have to understand that combination is very simple, that from different two or more chemicals they are reacting with each other and they are giving one product, only one product. So that is combination reaction. We will see the answer how to write. When two or more reactants combine in the reaction to form a single product. When two or more reactants combine in a reaction to form a single product, it is called a combination reaction. So this is the symbol. How you will understand this is a combination reaction? Two or more reactants are there and you are getting one product. So see the example. When you burn magnesium, magnesium burns in an air to form white powder of magnesium oxide as a single product. So you can see here Mg is magnesium plus oxygen, means you are when you have this practical in your exam practical book, you have this, you are burning the magnesium ribbon in presence of air, okay, in blue flame, so you will get a white powder. So the white powder is of magnesium oxide, so it is combination reaction. Okay, you get a single product. So 1 marks for definition, what is combination reaction, and 1 marks is for your example. Okay. Next question number 3, you can see, write a short note on magnetic separation method. In your metallurgy chapter, there are different methods are given. So one of they can ask any of one of the method to explain, gravitational method, flotation method. Okay, there are different methods are given. Wilfley table method. So here they have asked magnetic separation method. So you have to write down and draw a diagram. So what is magnetic separation method? Electromagnetic machine is used in this method. The main part of this machine are two types of iron rollers are there and conveyor belt continuously moving around them. One of the rollers is non-magnetic while the other is electromagnetic. The conveyor belt is moving around the rollers is made up of leather or brass, that is non-magnetic, and the powder ore is poured, the ore is powdered, that is poured at the end of the conveyor belt which is on the side of the non-magnetic roller. Two collectors vessels are kept below the magnetic roller. The particles of the non-magnetic part in the ore are not attracted towards the magnetic roller, therefore they are carried out further along the belt and fall in the collector vessel which is away from the magnetic roller. Simultaneously, the particles of the magnetic ingredients of the ore stick to the magnetic roller and therefore fall in the collector vessel near the belt. In this way, the magnetic and non-magnetic particles in the ore are separated because of their magnetic nature. For example, cassiterite is a tin ore. It contains mainly the non-magnetic ingredient stannic oxide SnO2 and the magnetic ingredient ferrous tungsten FeWO4. These are the separated by the electromagnetic method. So you can see diagram. It is necessary here to draw diagram. So 1 marks is for diagram and 1 marks is for explanation. I can understand this is little bit lengthy explanation, but if you remember, you can write in your own. You can see there is a starting funnel shape. You can see in from that the powder ore is poured in that funnel, and it is, you can see the belt is there, conveyor belt are there, and magnetic rollers are there. One is magnetic roller, other is non-magnetic roller. So when you pour the ore, which is mixed ore of iron or other tin ore and all, so when it is working on the magnetic separation method. So when the conveyor belt is moving, the magnetic part goes ahead in the next collector and the non-magnetic separated out in the first non-magnetic collector. Okay, it is simple. Try to understand the diagram. You can easily write in your own word. Okay. Next question, students. Fourth one, which we have. Fourth question. State the rules used for drawing ray diagram for the formation of an image by a concave lens. State the rules used for drawing the ray diagram for the formation of an image by a concave lens. So, which rules are there? There are three rules to draw diagram for the concave lens. If you have done the ray diagram, for drawing the ray diagram, there are three rules are there. Very simple. Try to understand. First point, when the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, when the incident ray, when the ray are coming, it is parallel to the principal axis, the refracted ray when extended backward passes through the principal focus. So remember key point, if the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, it goes to the focus, principal focus. Okay. Second point, when the incident ray is directed towards the principal focus, if the incident ray is going from the principal focus f2, the refracted ray is parallel to the principal axis, it is opposite of the first one. If it is going from the focus, it will come out from the parallel to the principal axis, it will be parallel to the principal axis. And the third one, when the incident ray passes through the optical center, it is very simple. If your incident ray passing from the optical center, it is going, it is passing without changing the direction, means whatever path it will go, it will come back from the same path. So when the incident ray passes through the optical center of the lens, it passes without changing its direction, it is going straight, same, on the same direction from the optical center, it is not changing the direction. So these three rules you have to remember for drawing the ray diagram for concave lens. If you know these three rules, you can draw 6 diagram for concave lens. Question number 5. Draw a neat label diagram to show dispersion of sunlight, white light by a glass prism. Draw neat label diagram to show dispersion of sunlight. You know, sunlight, we see white colors. Sunlight, we can observe it is a white color, but when it passes from the glass prism, it shows the 7 different colors. Very simple diagram. Let's see how to draw. First of all, you have to draw the prism. This one, student, see here. Draw first glass prism, and this experiment also you have in your practical book. Draw glass prism. You can see white light. Draw straight line. Beam of sunlight. You can see it is written beam of sunlight. White light is passing from a slit. Okay, one slit is kept, one cardboard is kept, and one slit is there, little bit hole is there. So from that slit the white light is passing, and when it is passing from the glass prism, it changes the direction. You can see it is changing the direction, and you can see the different 7 colors. You can see the rainbow, like rainbow if we see the 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. The 7 colors what you see in the rainbow. You know the rainbow formation, that question also comes in your exam. Do practice for that, it's very important, most important question. Explain the rainbow formation, how the rainbow formed. Okay, so in rainbow 7 colors you can see. Same way in the glass prism refraction of light, sunlight, you can see the 7 colors. Okay, students. So 1 marks for diagram, 1 marks for correct labeling. So very important, reading textbook. Second, very important to do lot practice. How much you can do, solve different types of papers, different types of questions, and set the time. Keep your time that in this much time I have to solve this paper. So definitely you can score first class nicely. All the best, students. Thank you so much. We will continue question number 3 and 4 tomorrow. Today we have done only question number 1 and 2. Hope you have understood, students.
Thank you for listening me, teachers and students both. Yes, if you have any doubt, you can ask me, students. Anybody want to ask something? Nobody? No doubt? Hope you have understood what I have explained.